The only time hookup culture gets mentioned is when there's a need to pass blame onto guys. It's like, oh, well, if guys were better men, then women wouldn't be OnlyFans whores, right? If guys were just better, if they take more responsibility, then women would act better and be better. What you're basically saying is that women have no agency, they have no free will, and it's all dependent on men. So is it that women have no agency and they're completely, they can't take accountability or responsibility for anything they do because it's men who are the ones who are making those decisions for them? Or are you actually responsible for your own actions? Is it personal responsibility for that woman? And that's the thing, is that nobody ever wants to have that conversation, because it's like asking women to be like a victim and also to be a superhero at the same time. And that's really what feminism teaches women, is it teaches them to be, they're either victims or else they're superheroes. They're Captain Marvel.
I think that hookup culture is quite a two-way street, but who's the gatekeeper of sex? Women. Men are to blame as much as women are to blame in this, meaning that Chad and Tyrone love this shit as much as certified whores. The question is, what the hell is wrong with these modern women? Why on earth do they blame men all the time, but never blame themselves? Look, have you ever heard that men give attention to get sex, and women give sex to get attention? Come to think of it, it's quite true, isn't it? Men would love to bang hot chicks left and right, but they're not into forcing them to do anything. That's why there are some processes to go through, including bloody shit tests. And yeah, all for the sake of getting sex. You're not even getting a wifey in return, but rather a used and abused woman. Check this out.
I think you would agree that a man's value is built and a woman's value is preserved.
Yes, 100%. Like women basically are at the mountaintop, the guys have to climb the
I've
mountaintop.
heard that. Yeah.
If she gets it up front, it's on her to preserve it, and it's really on her if she messes up. That's why I don't believe in the whole concept of like high value woman, because in my eyes, all women have value, but not all men have value.
Yeah.
So, as much as people get mad at me for saying that, I'm like,
the men have the shorter end of the stick. They have to work for it.
They have to work for it. And then there's a reason why too. If you look at it just from a biological standpoint, when they say, oh, women and children are first, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because you don't need many men to continue society, but you need women to continue society.
Right.
And the children are the future. So.
And if you're a 304, you're basically choosing to slide down that mountain, and there's a lot of girls sliding down it while encountering every man trying to climb it. In today's video, we're diving deep into women's responsibility for hookup culture and why they're more to blame than men. Sorry, not sorry, but we're all about the truth around here. Stick around because I'm sure you're going to love this one. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Reaper Bot, he said, regardless of gender, as an adult, the only people who should honestly know what you look like, mostly or fully naked, are yourself, your current relationship partner, and your medical caretakers. Hey now, that's insanity. You're being a little too reasonable, my friend. No, but really, the fact the obvious has to be stated says more about the state of the Western world as of right now. In the gutters. Please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5 for that comment of the day. As usual, guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video. Embrace your masculinity.
I think biologically, when we get back to biology, I think that one of the reasons that hookup culture affects women so badly is because even just the nature of having sex with a man is very internal for women. Like, you're literally entering a woman's body. It's intimate by nature. It's vulnerable by nature. Guys have a very different experience. You are the one that's like entering that space. You're in more of a commanding position of authority by nature. So I think you're less likely to internalize a lot of that experience because you're literally internalizing less of that experience biologically by virtue of what you're experiencing through the act.
Modern women open their legs for men who will never commit to them because they want women still at the top, and the girls sliding down will eventually end up with weak men, or cats, who are stuck at the bottom because they don't have the mental strength to climb to reach the top. And believe me, once a woman reaches rock bottom, it's impossible to climb back to the top. While attempting to, she'll just become a masculine woman who's salty at men, younger women, and happily married couples. As you can tell, women live life in easy mode. They're given their value from the get-go. Society and even their own parents tell them how amazing they are, how much they should love themselves as they are, and how much they deserve the best things on the planet, including Mr. Right and Prince Charming. But who on earth tells these women what they need to do to get all these benefits? Virtually nobody. This is why, interestingly, relationships are filled with imbalance these days. As a man, you need to climb mountains, fight dragons, and endure extreme weather conditions to get the chance to get women. Again, you're just getting the chance, not the guarantee that you'll get a drop-dead gorgeous woman just because you're strong, rich, and confident. These modern women always come up with new laundry lists of requirements, sit on a throne, and wait for men to adore them. But hey, hold on, we don't idolize women around here. Our community, the Man Guide community, is filled with men aware of how insane the dating scene is. The last thing we do is put pussy on a pedestal. Women make mistakes, go to the bathroom, and overall are human. That's why many men like you have escaped the dating scene. Once you see the code in the matrix, it's impossible to go back and be a simp. That's good news, isn't it? Now, today's topic is hookup culture, which is often attributed to men who just want to smash and dash, but society never calls out the women who freely open their legs in front of these bad boys. Sure, there are gentlemen out there, there are lots of good men everywhere, but these women overlook how good a relationship with these men would be. They always go for the type that makes them end up not at all at the altar, but at the therapist. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating, but these women often go for the boys that turn them into whores and then go out there to break the hearts of innocent men. Check this out.
Because hookup culture benefits guys more than it will ever benefit girls. Some people are going to disagree with me, but let me explain. For starters, we've been knew that guys mainly just want sex. They rarely want commitment, but will do practically anything to get laid. Whereas girls, we're not super horn dogs. Some of us are, but not to that extreme. Y'all want to hook up like equally and with no commitment, whatever. Like you do, you live your life. I'm not judging. The problem is that guys tend to lead girls on because they want to keep getting what they want, which is a hookup. And then girls are painted out to be clingy or obsessive or psycho because they catch feelings, but realistically it should be understandable to catch feelings when you're doing something so intimate instead of just being painted out as crazy. And what do girls even gain from it? Honestly, 5 minutes of faking it and not finishing 99% of the time, I really don't think I'm missing out.
Couldn't agree more, fellas, and look, if you're missing out on STDs and false allegations, you're not really missing out on anything. You better be safe than sorry. If you know, you know. Now, I came across an article that, obviously, blames men for hookup culture. It's a huge facepalm, but it's fun to see through all the hypocrisy. I quote, "Men have to take responsibility for hookup culture just as much as women. Both men and women have had a hand in the spread of hookup culture, but in very different ways. Our current dating culture is now, more than ever, based around hookup culture. From the commonplaceness of using dating apps to search for love, to a decline in couples getting married, young people today consistently find themselves thrust into a dating scene that thrives on non-committal, temporary, or friends with benefits relationships, even when that's not necessarily what they want. Of course, both men and women are responsible for the rise of hookup culture. We all have the agency to make our own choices, but as someone who's seen more than a few women in my life left hurt by hookup culture, I think it's important to point out the ways that men, in particular, perpetuate hookup culture, often to the detriment of women. So here's this piece talking about how men should take responsibility for hookup culture as much as women. You know how it is these days, dating apps, non-committal stuff, and all that jazz. But let's dive in and check this out. The article starts by saying both guys and girls are responsible for the whole hookup scene. Fair point, right? We all make choices, but here's the thing. It then kind of focuses on how guys mess things up, making it seem like women are just stuck dealing with it, as if women were forced to smash with bad boys who just want to spread their seed. The problem? It sort of ignores that women have a say in their dating game too. It paints them as passive, like they have no power in deciding what they want, all while saying that women are strong, independent, and don't need a man. That's not cool. I mean, I thought we've moved past the days of thinking women are just victims waiting for a guy to dictate the terms. Ladies are, according to feminism, in the driver's seat too, making choices and having a say in how things go down. Nah, when it's convenient, these feminists victimize themselves and then, boom, they become the most empowered women on the face of the planet. The article suggests men are the culprits, messing things up for women. But hold up. Relationships are a two-way street as much as women deny it. Women can set their boundaries, make choices, and communicate what they're into, but no, that open communication women want men to have is something they don't have themselves. Saying men have all the power oversimplifies the whole deal and doesn't give women the credit they deserve for being active players in the dating scene. Again, if we live in the era of strong and independent women who don't need a man, why on earth do they blame men? And let's not forget, people get into hookup culture for all sorts of reasons. It's not just a guy thing. Both men and women might be into it for their reasons, like enjoying the freedom of temporary connections or whatever floats their boat. The point is that pointing fingers at one gender, in particular the male gender, misses the bigger picture of why people dive into hookup culture in the first place. The double standard here is real. The article says guys should own up, but it sort of lets women off the hook, making it sound like they're not accountable for their choices. That's not the vibe we promote here. Everyone, regardless of gender, has a role in shaping the dating scene. This is why men and women are so different. Men call each other out actively when they see their homeboys dealing with the hoe. But when a woman deals with Chad, all her homegirls support her as if there is no tomorrow. A better way to talk about hookup culture is to recognize that everyone has a say. Guys and gals contribute to the dating landscape, and everyone has the power to make choices. But anyway, in the era of feminism, you can't expect too much. We could all have a real chat about it, giving credit where it's due and acknowledging that both men and women play a role in the dating game. That's the key to understanding and navigating the complexities of modern relationships. Men love banging women day in, day out, but women still don't get that this whole hookup and open relationship thing is something the modern world made up. This madness does two things. One, it allows women to be hoes, thus decreasing their value, and two, it gives those who get involved the license to cheat. Why do women complain men don't commit? If you can get the milk for free, why bother getting the cow? Check this out.
As women, we are fed this lie that you can have this super happy and productive and fulfilling life by just selling your body. It will not be that way. You look at the mental health of sex workers, you look at the mental health of, porn stars, it's not good. But when you look at men and women, men are biologically designed to go sow the seeds. There's a reason why you do not carry a child for 9 months. For women, it's I need to find this one specific partner. I can only be pregnant for 9 months. And so with women, there's a reason why, biologically, hookup culture and just sleeping with a bunch of people, this sex positive culture for women, I don't think it's healthy because it's going against how I believe we are literally biologically designed. I also think that porn is one of the things that is destroying my generation.
Let's keep on reading the article, but before we do so, hit that like button and show us some love in the comments. Women feel pressure to keep him interested. If there's one thing we've learned from dating apps and social media, it's that there's a literal plethora of single ladies out there looking for a guy. So the pressure to capture and be special enough to keep a guy's attention is tremendous because these days, it's exceptionally easy to find someone to go out with any night we want. Even more than that, we're actually aware of the possibility of being ghosted as a result of failing to keep his attention. Surprise? Come on, as if it wasn't obvious. As I said, women give sex to get attention and men give attention to get sex. This is what women don't get. Sex is not enough to get a man's attention. The current generation has lots of issues, and putting sex on a pedestal is the main one. Everything must be sexualized to be cool, but men who want good women and families and not just asses and tits look for other traits. That's why even average women can have better relationships than gorgeous women. A hot chick can open a dating app, go to the disco, and even walk down the street to get sex in a matter of hours. However, men have to work to get sex, and if we talk about banging women left and right, that's even more work. And here's the question, what's more valuable? That which you can get for practically free, or rather something you have to work hard for? Feel free to drop your answer down below. Let's keep reading. We're acutely aware of the possibility of being ghosted as a result of failing to keep his attention. And the way we've been taught since high school is the easiest way to get a guy's attention? Be willing to hook up with him. And unfortunately, many guys don't prove this theory wrong. Studies show that the average guy thinks about sex throughout the day twice as much as an average woman does. So it only makes sense that women might feel that sex is the only way to get and keep a man's attention. Women are labeled prudes if they don't hook up with a guy. I think many women, at some point in their adult life, have felt like this when it comes to hooking up with a guy. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If a woman sleeps with a guy, she's easy, but if she doesn't, she's a prude, a label often thrown around rather disdainfully.
I disagree with your fact, sir.
Okay, so women that sexualize themselves are not lower value?
Why is that such a bad thing?
I think they are.
I think being sexy is a good thing for women. Like,
So
Yeah, but sexualizing yourself
I
for
don't
other men.
sexualize myself.
What is that OnlyFans?
It's OnlyFans.
What do you post on there?
I post. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you. It's not my.
What?
But I don't do nude. I'm not nude on there. So I'm not.
But you're still sexualizing yourself.
Why? You're sexualizing me.
What?
You did it to yourself.
You sexualize yourself.
I just made an
didn't do anything.
OnlyFans. I don't have anything
I'm
to
just
say
holding the
about
mirror
me.
up and you're looking at the reflection. You don't like what you see. That's what's going on here.
I would never go out and be like, OnlyFans girls sexualize themselves. Like, I do not give a fuck.
That's
like,
quite literally what they do.
Women who don't hook up that easily with a man are not prudes. They're exactly what men really want in a partner. Sure, many men always think about women's private parts, but let's face it, other men want way more things than a woman who gives good head and/or has a good body. Just like men have the discipline to court, seduce, pass shit tests, and finally get in a woman's pants, women should, but never will, be disciplined enough to keep their legs closed until marriage. Men spread their seed for biological reasons, so all this hookup culture ends up being detrimental to these women. Yes, they can come up with excuses, but the evidence is on our side. Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.